Greetings. Today I would like to tell you about the things that are now in progress on Earth in the camp of the dark forces. You see, they are in such a hurry to compress their program on humanity enslavement in all the spheres of your life as much as possible. For this purpose, they have brought into action all their resources: military, political, economic, financial, and informational. Yet everything they are doing now has been brought not simply to the point of absurdity this time, but sometimes to clownery indeed. This is exactly the reason why all their actions, as a result, turn out against them themselves. Manifestations and protest actions have overwhelmed almost all European countries because even the people who are far from politics start realizing that things go wrong and unnatural in their countries. They see that their own governments solve somebody else's problems and serve somebody else's interests, neglecting the needs of their nation. It is becoming so apparent now that illusions of these countries' population in respect of their governments are vanishing into thin air. In the long run, all this plays in hands of people, since the upcoming disclosure will not come as a complete shock for them, which could be the case just a few years ago. They will clearly see the proofs of all the things that honest politicians, journalists, scientists, doctors, and ufologists will start speaking about. They will understand that all this is true and not the conspirology or conspiracy theories which the mainstream media has been trying to persuade them for all the recent years. Of course, for many it will be shocking anyway, but not for the majority as it was the case before. In other words, there has accumulated the critical mass of Earth's population that is ready to hear the truth. And consequently, in consistence with the law of attraction, this truth is about to shoot up in the shortest time. Therefore, my dear, be ready for the fact that the time for you to act is arriving. It is you who is to explain to people all the details of the current events, provide them with additional information that you have at your disposal, tell about ascension to those who are ready to hear, and help them get rid of the fear of the unknown. In a word, to put to practice all the knowledge you have received for these years. Reread my series of messages that provide tips and recommendations on the work with people. It will help you refresh them and get tuned onto a specific wave. And of course, do not forget about the means of personal hygiene, so as to remain at the level of high vibrations yourselves and promote their increase in terms of other people. Use all the methods for identification of your interlocutors that you were provided with in my recent messages, including rough and fine energy tuning, as well as human psychotypes identification. Lend a keen ear to your intuition and do not reject the service of chakrometer, so that your communication with other people runs casually and cheerfully, being as efficient as possible. Today, there will be an unusual message, since I see that many of you start losing faith in the soon victory of the forces of light. In connection with this, I would like to remind you of one popular proverb: haste makes waste. As a matter of fact, it has a deep message imprinted in it, and this is what it is. In this case, not to give way to haste does not imply sluggishness, but calm, wisdom, and lack of vain. Let us cite as an example the behavior of different drivers while driving. Perhaps many of you have noticed that the way one drives a car describes one's character and temperament very well. Some drives try to gain every meter, constantly overtaking others, and sometimes in a risky manner indeed, while other drivers pick up speed when there is no need and brake sharply at the traffic lights. They get nervous and curse, thereby driving to stress themselves and the people around, everybody they interact with on the road, while still others stick to one lane, taking their time and enjoying good music or the beautiful landscape behind the window. They generate tranquility, thereby making other drivers feel calm who are not exposed to danger or unexpected maneuvers for the part of the former ones. Well, who do you think will get to their destination faster, a nervous or a calm driver? It is quite possible for a fussy person being possessed with alternative energies to have an accident eventually, and their delay will make not minutes but hours now. As for the calm one, all their heavenly assistants will help them, since they will generate the energies of high vibrations. There is nothing new in this, isn't there? But the thing is that one style of behavior and one state of mind play a crucial role in absolutely everything one does. That is why your impatience and nervousness in respect of the fact that transition is being delayed and changes do not occur as quickly as you would like them to, decrease considerably both your own vibrations and those of the space around you, and generally speaking, those of the whole earth and humanity in general. That is why, my dear, try to take everything wisely and calmly, letting the situation follow its course, but at the same time, go on driving your car in the right direction, not getting astray. And for this, it is necessary to work both at the energy level and the physical one, if you have the opportunity. The very understanding of the genuine essence of the events now in progress on Earth and the knowledge about transition should be enough to soothe your soul and make it calm. It would be much worse if you were in the dark and fear for the unknown, blowing hot and cold, being stressed, fussing, or nervous. Everything you need now is to keep calm under any circumstances, whatever goes on around you, thereby preserving peace of mind, both of your own and that of the people around. This is the only way for you to maintain your vibrations at the appropriate level, which actually will promote the prompt transition of Earth and all the humanity to the fifth dimension. As a conclusion to our talk about the energy of confrontation, I would like to tell you about the way such interaction occurs in terms of egregores. My previous message said about the fact that there have appeared new kinds of associations of people on Earth. They are those who consciously or unconsciously accept globalist plans on total control over the planet's population, and those who under no circumstances will agree to become their slaves. And since these people's groups amount to millions, their combined energies have already managed to form their own egregores. It has resulted in confrontation between them not only at the physical, but subtle level as well. Now, at your planet, there is evidence of by far the most powerful stratification between those who we call starseeds and those who go on living by inertia, blindly following all the authorities' instructions. And now it is of great importance for such stratification not to turn into aggressive confrontation of the two categories of people. If the egregore of the revived part of the planet's population succeeds in maintaining a high level of vibrations and does not get into the energy confrontation with the egregore of the unrevived, transition will speed up considerably. But here, there is one detail that is of immense significance. Not getting into energy confrontation The people who are aware of globalist plans on annihilation of humanity should, nevertheless, take measures to prevent such a scenario at the physical level too. And at this point, you need true wisdom and patience. As we have already said a lot of times, having realized the inevitability of dark getting concentrated before the dawn, one should take everything in the progress as the last and final act of the long-playing performance named the dual world of the third dimension. But for this act to finish faster, it is necessary to help the leading actors, who are the visible representatives of the deep state and their marionettes, leave the stage as soon as possible. And it is quite within your depth, since all of them are playing, having laid down their cards now, and having thrown off the hypocrisy masks and forgotten about their nation's interests. It makes your task a lot easier, since even the average man begins to notice that there is something wrong, and to condemn the authorities' representatives. But what is not easy to do is to direct the flow of people's discontent the right way, not aggressive but constructive one.